Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. About 5 topics for this video. So, let's start the first topic with democracy and how people claim to love democracy until they lose. So, have you noticed, before I go into this, I have two topics on this subject. Have you noticed that only people who are against the status quo, so-called, are being investigated, prosecuted, convicted, arrested, whatever, and then maybe banned from running? Have you noticed? You can't tell me that all the bad dudes are on the right and all the good dudes are on the left. No, the bad dudes are the ones that are against the matrix or the status quo. Let me show you. First article comes from Russia Today. It is from November 13th, 2024. 113 German MPs call for ban on major opposition party. Why? Because the Alternative für Deutschland is gonna win, and they cannot have democracy run its course when the wrong message or the wrong people, the wrong party wins. So that's the first one. Remember, Trump is in the same position, Giuliani, Steve Bannon, and many others. The same way. I'm going to show you even others in Europe, like Marine Le Pen. Hey, what's going on here? Let's see what Marine Le Pen does. Russia Today. French prosecutor wants Le Pen jailed for 5 years and banned from running for public office. So let's start with the beginning, which is this. And I have 3 more topics on top of this, or 4. An initiative group in the Bundestag claims that the Alternative for Germany is a, quote-unquote, Nazi party. Terms, okay. A large cross-faction initiative group in the German Bundestag has submitted a motion calling for a ban on the Alternative for Deutschland, a major opposition party with more than 80 seats in the national parliament. So, I told you they will try to ban Alternative for Deutschland. I think Alternative for Deutschland is banned in 2 areas in Germany. So that means you can't have people over there to run for office. You love democracy. Why? Now, democracy is the will of the people. So if the people want to cut off their dicks, I think they should be allowed. Well, you say you would not allow them? So if people vote for an ideology, and the ideology that number of people increases and it wins elections, that means it's the will of the people. What is the mass media going to do? It's going to report. That's all. No, they don't do that. They are hating it because this is a reaction of their garbage action. So the thing is, when you win, you get banned and arrested, imprisoned, and threatened. That's why I think one of the reasons Trump plays kind of a ball this time. Why? Well, let's move on. So these guys won about 30% of the votes in the last, elections, if I remember correctly. So let's go to the French. See how the French love democracy when they lose. French prosecutor wants Le Pen jailed for 5 years. Now, by all means, if she broke the law, she should be penalized for that. But after Bill Clinton, after George W. Bush, after Obama, after Biden will be prosecuted and then convicted, I'm all for that. Why? You say, are you crazy? Well, do I need to remind you that under George W. Bush, no, let's go with Clinton. Under Clinton, he bombed illegally a sovereign independent country, Yugoslavia, 1991. That was a crime. And then you have Bush. Remember what Bush did? Bush, if I remember, invaded a few sovereign countries on a lie. Remember? Iraq and Afghanistan. Okay, what about Obama? Obama destroyed Libya. He bombarded Libya with NATO. Remember that one? Then you have this baboon, what's his name? Biden. Biden did what he did in Ukraine. No? And we still have troops in Syria. Syria is an independent sovereign country. Is occupied by our troops without being invited by the legitimate government. So all these guys must be prosecuted. And then penalized. Like Marine Le Pen. How about that? They're still alive, all of these guys I mentioned. Biden is barely, but nevertheless. So when I'm going to see this beautiful justice for all, then I will say, yes, do this to Le Pen. Until then, no. Start chronologically, before those guys die. So I can't support this. It's all or nothing. You can't just pick and choose selective justice. So again, Marine Le Pen. The former leader of the right-wing National Rally has rejected claims of embezzlement, calling the case politically motivated. French prosecutors have asked a judge to slap former National Rally Party leader Marine Le Pen with 5-year prison term and a ban from running for public office in an embezzlement case. You got it? So therefore, she can't be a candidate for the French presidency. Not that it matters much, but nevertheless, allow the person to run. What, are you afraid? That's exactly what they are. Afraid. And that's not looking good either for Deutschland or the French nation. Liberté, fraternité, facnité. Nah. Okay, look how beautiful. Now let's see. I told you that Israel will do everything it wants over there in that area of this planet. And the United States of America will talk, will warn, will do like this a lot, but will not act. And here is one of my evidence right here. Russia Today. US of course walks back Israel arms embargo threat. What are you talking about? Israel isn't fully complied with Washington demands, whatever, on humanitarian issues, but will still get weapons, State Department says. Whose State Department? Mr. Blinkenstein. Yes. It's like as a Romanian-born guy, I would, threaten Romania, do this, Romania, do that, you're not going to receive American weapons and blah, 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 blah. I don't do anything about it. But in the meantime, I put whoever gets involved in Romania and Hungary war, I wait for the Romanians to, okay, I'm going to use the United States in helping Romania, since I'm more Romanian. Oh, you think it's not like that? Oh, my bad. I'm just dreaming of a white Christmas. So I told you, and I told you, and told you. I told you when I will say it again. When Israel will say, okay, we listen to the United States of America, that means they achieved all their goals. And now they give legitimacy to the US after they ignored and took a shit on you and I, because, United States of America is only 330 million people with thousands of nuclear warheads, about 740 military bases around the world, the biggest, strongest military economic, blah, 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 blah. And Israel is 10 million people. 10 million, that's all Israel is. Like this. Gone. But somehow, with maybe some nuclear weapons. And that's it. That's what. But they don't listen to us. But everybody else is supposed to, including Russia and China, with thousands of nuclear weapons in the case of Russia and hundreds in the case of China. Really? Why is that? Is because of the alliance, the love we have, or the love we're supposed to have? Because otherwise the Hollywood will not like us very much, which they don't. So let's move to the next one. We have these evil guys, according to Sputnik, Hezbollah, attacks Israeli general staff in Tel Aviv with drones for first time. You see these drones? Now look at this first. This drone could be easily transported to the United States of America. We see that little thing over there? That little thing is a big thing actually. You see that? Now this drone is about what? 1.5 meters. So let's say 4 feet. Let's say 4 feet wide. A square, let's put it this way. This could be easily manufactured, put together, and dropped somewhere, wherever they want in the United States of America, flying low from 20 miles distance, and that's it. So these guys, if they get it in the United States of America, I guarantee you these guys get it. And the even better drones than those were in and are in Ukraine. Now, when Ukraine will be disintegrated or be a failed state under the Russian control, what do you think the bad actors will do? Will settle scores with the American politicians, German politicians, British politicians who did not to support us in defending the evil Russians. So what do you think they will do? They will just talk. I guarantee you that. So let's move and read what this article has to say a little bit. just a little bit, because this is about Israel and we can't tell everything about it. So, for the first time, Islamic resistance fighters attacked with a group of kamikaze drones the Hakira base in Tel Aviv, which houses Israel's Ministry of War and General Staff, as well as the command headquarters of the Air Force Directorate. So that means you can defend it. The movement also carried out a drone attack on the Amos logistic base in the Israeli city of Afula, 55 kilometers, 34 miles from the Lebanese border. So, see? Drone attack, it's 34 kilometers, miles, I'm sorry. So it's 50 kilometers. So you go to the White House or wherever these guys want to do something evil, and you just go 34 miles out. That means you can send 50 drones at once to the target. Do you think that will not happen? I foresee that happening. Why? Because there are bad dudes over there, and these guys did bad things to the bad dudes, or good things to the bad dudes, however you want to look at it. All right, let's see how this guy is just ridiculous statement here. DPA International, November 12th. Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of the Jewish state, addresses Iranian people. You and I do not want war. Okay, well, you and I. So the point is, I'm your friend, your government is your enemy. Now, I'm not Iranian, but I'm not an imbecile either. I'm not a genius, but I think that Netanyahu's army sits on someone else's, that's what they're called, occupied territories. And is the resolution, United Resolutions voted 242 requiring Israel to move their troops back. So they are sitting on someone else's thing. So what do you think, Netanyahu? Should you first go back? Huh? No? But no, we don't want war. I think nobody wants war unless you don't give that someone what he deserves or what he wants. So for instance, as Napoleon said, I think that Napoleon Bonaparte, I'm a man of peace. I love peace. When it's done on my terms. So you understand? I want your, let's say, Lamborghini. Give it to me. But it's mine. Well, you got to give it to me. And you start fighting for his Lamborghini. And people say, stop the war, stop the war. But I like peace, man. I like peace. But on my terms, which is, give me the Lamborghini first. But it's not yours. Well, we go to war now. So that's what's going on here. Just so you know. Hey, we don't want war, but I want what's yours. And you don't want to give it, I'm going to take it. And then I'm blaming you for that. Why? Because you react to my self-defense. Next, I'm going to show you a weasel move by South Korea. Remember, South Korea just was activated by the Americans, the boss, to impose sanctions on Russia and provide Ukraine with some aid, military, money, whatever they did. Nobody asked them to do that. They didn't have to, but they did. I don't think they did because they love Ukraine and hate Russia. I think it's because the United States of America told them so. Remember, I think the Americans have about 15,000 troops in South Korea as a deterrent for the North Koreans. Remember, North Korea has nuclear weapons, so what deterrent you have? Zero. What do you think? We're going to blow those guys up like ants? Just like that. But nevertheless, blah, 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 blah. Those are not for that. Those are for something else. So, South Korea inserted itself in the garbage, and now Russia is not collapsing for 3 years. The Americans are having a change of administration, and this is what South Korea is doing. And you tell me if this is a strong, whatever, entity, and objective and just. Ukrainska Pravda. Seoul, the capital of South Korea, to reassess arms decision for Ukraine after Trump's victory. So someone in this, I would say both of them, this guy has a big head. This guy's a big, this, can you smell it? It smells like poop. It comes from these two guys. So they shit their pants because of this guy's victory, supposedly. So they will reassess arms decisions. So why did you give them arms in the first place, buddy? And then we find out with this article from Sputnik, South Korea expects ties with Russia to improve after conflict in Ukraine ends. What are you talking about? only after you didn't collapse. So it's like, let's say, Brutus, who was one of the many senators who, attacked Julius Caesar on 15th of March, 44 before Common Era. Remember in the Senate when he came, hey baby, what are you doing here? And they jumped on him and killed him. Let's say they would have been unsuccessful. And they say, hey, sorry, oh my God, while he was wiping his dagger. Oh, sorry, man, it was unsuccessful. Buddies, promise. This is South Korea. Do you think the Russians will forget that? That you armed and imposed sanctions on us to what? So your destruction plan did not work because of your master is incapable. And now that we survived, you want us to be buddies? I'm going to fuck you up. At least that's the way I am. I don't know about you. Or maybe wait, and I'm going to pay you back. The thing is in Ukraine is not just to have Ukraine independent. It's about destroying Russia and pulling a Gaddafi-style thing on Putin. So when South Korea says, we want to be buddies, right after you didn't lose, with our help, we tried, but we're losing, so we're going to friends? No friends here. That's how I see things. Now, the last article is going to show you how the Polish president, Mr. Duda, if I remember correctly, even though I think we have, no, his Duda is not Donald Tusk. Look at this guy's statement. Ukraińska Pravda. Out of respect for US money, Trump cannot allow Russia to destroy Ukraine. Polish president. Now this sounds beautiful at the first pop, read. Oh my God, out of respect for US money. How about out of respect of the Ukrainian people? You should have not overthrew a government, legitimate government in Ukraine in 2014. How about for the respect of the international law? How about for the respect of the democracy that we love so much? So too late, Duda, too late. And it's about the money? Out of respect for money? This guy argues from a historical fallacy. That is, we've always done like this, why change now? Well, if it's bad, it's working, maybe we've always been bad, or maybe the circumstances change in such a way that everything that we've been doing before, that worked before, now doesn't work, or doesn't work as well. We don't change it because we did it like that all the time? No, you always adapt. Adaptability. That's one of the main skills of an intelligent human being. Anyway, so he has our respect for US money. Cannot allow Russia to destroy. Well, aren't you partly responsible for what's going on in Ukraine? No, yes. So you start shit. It's like, I'm going to give you a bad analogy. Bad because it's ugly. I always like to give these examples because it's very nasty and people will leave them with, you can't make a counter argument against this analogy. You have a bad guy is raping a victim. And he's doing that, and the guy says, "Oh my God, I should stop right now." And everybody is like, "No, Gigi, no. You can't let that happen. You started it. You go on, continue with that." But you realize that something is wrong. I'm doing something wrong. Shouldn't I stop? And Duda says, "No, don't stop. No, because you spent so much energy." Right? Fucking imbeciles, man. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.